Hey guys!
Hey.
It's George and this is my mother Kelly.
Mama.
I wanted to do another movie review video and I was like, I should totally have my mother do this with me. I literally thought of it right as I was sitting down eating popcorn. And I was like, I should have my mom in it. Because she's awesome and I love her. So we're going to review 3 movies today. 2 of which I've seen, the other of which only she's seen. But it's about something that's near and dear to her upbringing. And so she's going to talk about it. But we're going to talk about 3 films. Uncle Drew, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Mama's going to talk about what she thought about the new documentary film. You okay?
Yeah.
The new documentary film, Won't You Be My Neighbor, about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Alright, so let's talk about Uncle Drew.
Okay.
I thought it was so funny.
Uncle Drew was the bomb. And what I loved about it was there was no bad language. It had a good moral to the story. And, like, the music was fantabulous.
Yes.
You know, these old guys that play basketball together. And it was just a good feeling, a community feeling of brotherhood for them.
You know what it reminded me of? Have you ever seen, you know, like First Sunday with Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I did a long time ago.
Yo, like, okay, so something like that, like First Sunday, or even like Tyler Perry's like I Can Do Battle by Myself.
Yeah. Films
that are like, they're funny, but they're also so uplifting. Like, that was what I thought made Uncle Drew so golden. It was uplifting. It had such a wonderful message. And it was funny as hell, in my opinion.
It was good.
The gentleman that plays the lead in this film, Lil Rel Howery, he's a stand-up comedian, but he's become,
Was that really him playing basketball?
I don't know.
Because
I hope
he was
so.
good. But you know what I liked about him? I liked his smooth voice, how it was just always smooth and calm.
You talking about the main character, or you talking about Uncle Drew?
No, the Uncle Drew.
Oh, you're talking about Uncle Drew.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was true. Uncle Drew was portrayed by Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Kyrie,
You forgot.
I hope y'all tell me if
Sorry,
I'm saying that right. I can't look it up right now. But no, it was absolutely wonderful. And the woman who plays Preacher, who's another older, he's an old basketball player guy. The woman that plays Preacher's wife, Lisa Leslie is her name. Oh my gosh.
Good.
Because there's this whole church sequence where they go to try and get him to come join the team, and it's just, it's hilarious. Anyway,
Go see it.
I would go see it. It has my girl Tiffany Haddish, who is so funny. I love everything that she does. But yeah, go see Uncle Drew. It is such a good time, you guys.
Bad time, people.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you're doing this video with me, though. Okay, now let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was, for me, first of all, I love what's his name. Who plays Ant-Man? What's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is just, he's just good at everything he does. But he's funny. He's funny in this, and this Ant-Man and Wasp was, I think, almost as funny as the first one. Not quite as funny, but just about there. But I like the surprises at the end, and I like how Marvel interweaves everything together so it all makes sense with all the other things that they have going on.
Yeah. You know, if you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, see that first. Which you should already have done that if you're an American living in the continental U.S. Or even not the continental U.S. You should have seen that anyways. Because that's like a patriotic thing. Okay, go see Avengers Infinity War. Anyway, I totally agree. And I think part of the reason why it may not have been like as funny was because the first Ant-Man had this advantage of being a first.
Right.
And all of those like funny introductory things can be present in the film.
Right.
But now when you do a sequel, you don't have that luxury again.
Right, but the characters, bringing back his old crew, those guys were just as funny.
Oh, my hands to RuPaul. I am Team Michael Pena. That man is funny.
Michael Pena, and he's good looking.
Yes.
That helps.
Paul Rudd, you're good looking too. But anyway,
Yes, he is.
No, I absolutely, and it's great. One of the actresses who portrays one of the antagonists, her name is Hannah John Kamen. She is so badass.
She reminded me of the Mummy girl.
Sophia Boutella.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Mummy.
Look at me dropping names like this. Yes. Come on, actor knowledge. No, but no, she's a badass, and she just, I don't know, she has this fierceness about her, and I really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what else she does. It's going to be great.
Two little actress.
But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was really good. Of course, it's a Marvel film. It's action. If you've loved that thing for the years and years and years that we've had Marvel films, then you'll love this one.
Ending credits.
Yes, there's an end credit scene. Stay for that, obviously. So, yes. So you want to talk about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
So, Won't You Be My Neighbor is a documentary about Fred Rogers, who I was born in 1966, and I grew up watching a lot of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Shut up. And so it was kind of near and dear to my heart to go see this, because I knew he was an ordained minister, but I didn't know a lot of other things about him, that his main purpose in using television as a tool to help children be okay with themselves in whatever form that is. And so really you need to go see this movie, because it's all about love and hope and acceptance, which is something that we need drastically nowadays.
Yeah.
Because there's too much bad going on, and not enough good television. Not enough good television for our children.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like in terms of, because we live in an age where we can stream.
Right.
We have Hulu and Netflix subscriptions. We can stream, and we can find shows that cater to us or what we like.
Right.
I'm in love with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She loves Anne of Green Gables. It's
Anne with an E.
Oh, Anne with an E. Sorry. But you know what I mean. We're adults and we can find those things. But finding good shows for children can sometimes be tricky, especially when technology is so accessible, and
Well, and there's just such a there's so much to do out there to make it better, to make children's television so much better than what it is, and it's not done. It's like it's not even tapped into.
Right.
I don't know where have all the good cowboys gone? I don't know. It's just kind of crazy.
I think Jeff Bridges is the last of them.
Yeah, but Fred Rogers really tried to. He really loved the children. He had a passion for that, and I believe, had a calling from God to do the things that he did at the time that he did them, to inspire television to make good children's programming, and just to help children through hard things, because children don't know how to express their emotions and feelings like adults do, because they just simply don't have the vocabulary,
and especially
they don't understand what they're feeling.
And especially nowadays, my youngest brother is autistic.
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Sesame Street recently came out with an autistic Muppet, and to me, that things like that are just so important. The way that we interact with our children, and the way that we pose things to them or articulate things to them is just so important, and it's so needed now that we are mindful of those types of things, because children, here's a misconception I think is happening. People don't think, they're kids, like they don't understand or they won't listen. Children listen to you.
Children do listen, and they absorb everything that is going on around them. And if you don't think you're an influence, for good or bad, you are.
Right.
And
somebody is watching.
I think that even with autism, I think so many people don't know what that is or don't know what that entails, and they need to understand that we need to. Not everybody learns the same way, and especially autistic children, you can't speak to them the same way you speak to normal kids. I have 5 boys. The older 4, I could tell them exactly what I wanted done, and they understood and did it. My youngest is not that way. I have to explain things a little bit different to him.
By the way, shout out. I don't know how many people watch my YouTube channel, but shout out to any of you who are autistic, or you are a parent of an autistic child. Coup freaking does to you, because it is not easy, and you guys are
it's a joy.
It's a joy, and you guys are the real MVPs. So give yourself a pat on the back.
Love my son.
But this documentary really, would you say it's kind of a beckoning for better television, and for creating a vehicle to have great children's networks again? Or
I think it's a documentary about him and about what his mission was. But I think also that you could use it as an invitation for somebody who is in a position to do something like that, to make better television for children, who has the power, for the lack of a better word, and the capabilities to do that. To yes, do that, because it's so needed.
Mm-hmm.
Something better, something more deep for children is needed than just the normal, regular, cartoony,
there
crap.
has
Sometimes it's out
well, and there
there.
has to be a medium. There has to
Right.
be a balance. I love Looney Tunes as much as the next 90s kid, but there does, like, I loved watching Sesame Street growing up. And
I love Barney.
well, I loved Barney and I loved Sesame Street, and you can say what you want about Sesame Street or whatever it does, but I loved it.
Stress Me Street.
Stress-
And you have to watch it 3 times a day.
Did we watch it 3 times a day?
Well, yeah. I mean, whenever it came on, it came on in the morning, and then it came on in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, that's awesome.
so
Well,
for a parent, it's a Stress Me Street.
you have
You guys liked it.
the parental woes of living.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing these videos, and it's fun to do with you. I hate that I'm going to be going back to school to Virginia.
I don't know why we had to do this at 11 o'clock at night.
You know what? I
That's
feel
okay.
that we need more
You know?
spontaneity in the world,
Right.
and that's why we did this video.
Do people subscribe to your YouTube channel? Can they subscribe to it?
I certainly hope so.
I hope so too. This is awesome.
We try. We are such big movie buffs, and whenever I'm home, I'll make sure that I get Mom in the picture, and we do a movie review for you guys. But like, subscribe, comment, leave a funny remark, but live your best life.
Try to keep it positive.
And try to keep it positive. But we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.